Well, welcome to Modeling Time with me, Brian Banna, and another episode in building a tangent N7 style caboose. Now, before I get started, I learned another thing since the last video, and that is that Tangent has a fairly nice instruction sheet on their website. So, in the beginning I said there were no instructions, but they are on their website, so that's great. I like that, but I've learned a lot by building without an instruction sheet, but the instruction sheet helps. I don't need it anymore because I know where everything here goes. But it's great that they have that. Other than that, it's time to move on, and this video is no longer an instructional video. It's more like a entertainment, let's have fun building a caboose video. So, let me get set up over here, and I'll go over the next steps in doing the interior. Okay, so these are all the interior parts, and I have them divided out by the colors that they will be. So this is the large desk. It'll be painted brown. This is the sink. It'll be painted gloss black and then all clad dull aluminum. All of these parts, the cabinets, the dividers, and the desks that go at each end of the caboose, this will all be painted century green. Real quick, Tamiya flat brown, and then of course Tamiya gloss black, and then all clad dull aluminum. All of this will be true color paint century green. These parts will be Tamiya semi-gloss black, and these benches I'm going to use hull red, and so hull red is a flat color, so I'll use some Tamiya flat black. So Tamiya hull red and flat black. More on the black side than the hull red side, but just to give it a brownish tinge to it. Now, you're not going to see much of this in the interior when you close it up. The website says you'll be able to see the interior, which is true. You can see some of the interior, but on a 0% to 100%, you're probably going to see maybe 10%, maybe 20% if you're lucky, but that's about it. But still, it's nice to have it all painted, and if you do get close enough and look through the windows, you can see some of it. So it'll be pretty dark in there, only because I don't have any lighting, so it'll be dark. And maybe with the lights on, like on my decorated caboose, you can see the interior better if you turn it on, but without lights you're not going to see much. But I still want to paint everything, make it look really nice. So all these parts have been grit blasted, washed in warm soapy water, and are now ready for paint. So I'm going to head over to the paint bench and get all of this painted. I don't need to put a primer on it. The colors I'm using are dark, so it's not necessary. And after grit blasting, it gives the surface a really nice fine tooth to it, so the paint will stick just fine. If I was doing light colors or and such, I would probably put a primer on it, but this I don't need to. Well, as luck would have it, and which is pretty typical with me, I didn't check to make sure I had any True Color Paint New York Central Green, so I used it on my last boxcar. So I had to order some, so I ordered 3 bottles. In the meantime, while I'm waiting for it, I will work on the decals, the artwork for the decals for the caboose. I don't like to go steps ahead of where I'm at, so I've got everything else painted except for the stuff that needs to be century green, or jade green as True Color Paint calls it. So in the meantime, like I said, I'll work on the artwork for the decals. So I did get the True Color Paint in, and as you can see, I've got the parts painted in the century green from True Color Paint. I still have to clear coat everything, but I'll do that after I assemble it all on the floor. I'll clear coat it, then I'll put a satin varnish on it, and it'll be ready for me to do the exterior. But right now we're working on the interior. So I've got the the floor and underframe and everything oriented in the same, or I have it sitting in the same orientation as what's on the Tangent website. So I've got the brake cylinder right here out front, or the brake reservoir, air reservoir right out here on front. So let me zoom in a little bit. Let's see if I can. That should be better. Okay, so this is the interior roof. I am going to use it because it keeps everything lined up and such, and sets it well inside the shell. So, but I won't put that on right now. It just basically goes up on top there. So we put that aside. So what we have here, we have 4 benches. These benches go in, there's 2 pins on each bench. So you got a hole here and a hole here for one bench, another bench here, another bench here, and another bench here. Next we have, let me see, let's go with the stove. The stove is right here, these 4 holes right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's where the stove goes. We got these dividers right here. Those go here, these 2 holes, these 2 holes, and these 2 holes. Okay. Seats with an armrest, they go in these 2 holes and these 2 holes. They just go opposite directions, like they're facing each other. So on this side, you got this armchair here that has the arm on the inside, and you're facing this way. And on this one, on this side, you got the arm on the inside, and you're facing this way. So that's where those go. Now the chairs without arms, those go here and here. And then you have a table, or I'm sorry, not a table, little desk. So the desk goes in here, this hole here, and this hole right here. Let me see, now we have a sink. We got the sink, that goes in this rectangular hole right here. And then we have all of these cabinets. So this cabinet, the narrow cabinet, that goes in these holes right here, these rectangular holes. Then we have a cabinet that has the pins directly opposite of each other. That's this one. That goes in these 2 rectangular holes. Then we have a, let me see, we have 2 cabinets that look the same, this one and this one, but one has a pin or a I don't know what you, I'm at a loss for words, but it has this protrusion out here with a hole in it. And that one goes right here in these 2 holes. This one goes in, the one that doesn't have the protrusion with the hole in top, that goes into this hole and this hole. The one with the protrusion goes in this hole and this hole. Without the protrusion goes in this hole and this hole. And that takes care of everything. Oh, we got a table. We got this table. That goes in this rectangular slot right here in front of one of the benches. So that takes care of where all the parts go. I'm going to go ahead and assemble it. I'm going to CA them in place. Then I'm going to clear coat everything. Then I'm going to put the decals that I need to put onto the air reservoir. I have those in. Oh, let me show you my decals here real quick. Disregard, let me zoom back. Disregard these at the top. Those are for a friend who's has a cement facility. He needed some decals for his mixers. So these are the decals here. Let's see if we can, I don't know. So we got the Cpt&C cabooses, which that's what this is going to be. That's what these decals are for. This is for a Penn Central repaint, and this is for a Penn Central patch up here. So I don't know if you can see with all the glare, but these are the decals I have ready for these. So there's enough decals on here for 4 cabooses. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and get all this glued on, get it clear coated, get the decals on, and I'll come back and put a satin varnish on it all, come back and show you the results. Alright, there we go. The interior is in. I've got the decal on the air reservoir that I wanted on there, the test, and it all has a clear coat on it. So all that is left is I need to clear coat over the decal, let that cure. It only doesn't take that long for it to cure, and then put a satin varnish over everything. Now I don't know if you can see it. Let me see if we can zoom in and see. Let me zoom in a little bit. I'll get the light down on there. Let's see where we are at here. Okay, I don't know if you can really see it, but the black that is on the cushions is a little bit lighter and slightly reddish in color compared to the seats and the stove. I wanted to give it a little bit more of a leather look, but again, you're not going to see it because it's going to be behind the windows and all that. So, but I just wanted to show that, give it a little variation. So the next step, pull that aside, before I get the satin varnish on it, is I want to get the trucks done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these wires off because I don't need the wires. I'm going to pull the wheel sets out. That will keep the, I'm going to go ahead and glue this strip in here, right around this bolt, right around this rectangle, the bolster here. I'm going to glue that in because I'm not going to need it, but I need the cups for the wheels because the wheel tips are too small for the cups in the plastic. So I'll just retain that. Then I'll all get grip blasted and I'll get painted. So I'll go ahead and glue these together, clean the wheels up. The wheels will get painted brown. The trucks will get painted black. And I will put some liquid masking fluid in these cups to keep the paint out of them so that the wheels, because these wheels roll actually pretty good, so I'll do that. So, and then I'll put some liquid masking fluid around the axle tips and such, get those painted, and then once I get these painted, a clear coat on them, then I can do a satin varnish over everything and then install the trucks and we're good to go. Now real quick, if you don't look at the instruction sheets on the Tangent website, this is the screws, the 14025, looks like DPB. There's 3 screws in the package. Those are the screws. So this thing goes like that. Get it on its, where's that one at? Let's see. So that one there. So that basically goes like that. So 2 of these screws, oh, sorry about that, you don't even see it. Let me zoom back out. So this goes like that, the subroof. And 2 of these screws, one will go here and the other one will go right there. So that'll just, once I'm all done, get the satin varnish on it, then I'll screw this in place and it's all, the interior and the frame will be all done. Alright, so now I have the interior complete. Actually, the frame, the interior, the underframe, and the trucks are all complete now. I got everything glued in. I had the gloss varnish, or the aqua gloss clear coat put on, and then I put on my satin varnish. So everything's done here. So here we have the interior. Let me turn it around. You can see all that. We have the underframe is all done, clear coated. Got the decal on the air reservoir. And let me turn this over. And I have the trucks done. And I did my patented weathering technique on the trucks, which is not really patented. It's the wheel tips are masked. The wheels are put into a wheel mask, and then I paint them to me a flat brown. And then when that's dry, I hit them with pigment setting solution, put pigments on them, you know, various earth tone and rust colors, and then basically reassemble the truck. But the truck itself, I put liquid masking fluid on the axle tips. Now the pickup is still inside, the metal pickup, because the axle tips are a little bit smaller than your normal axle tips because of the reduced space when you put the pickup strip in there. But they roll real nice, so that's cool. So that takes care of of the interior. Like I said, I have the frame, the interior, the underframe, and the truck's done. Oh, and here's the roof piece. All right, so that takes care of the interior and the frame parts. Now it's time to move on to working on the body. So actually this kit has turned out to be loads of fun. I did put the roof piece on, so now you can see how that goes. These holes here, here, and here, that's for the lights and stuff. This chase right here, did you see this rectangular hole? That's for all the wiring, where the wiring would come up from the trucks to, I guess there's a light board that goes up here, and all the electronics would be up top there. So, but I'm not putting the electronics in, so I don't need to worry about that. But I did want to put this on, and so it spaces everything out properly. Then the body fits over it like such. And that's the way that goes. So next up, like I just mentioned, let me get this, just lay that there, is to start working on the body. So, like I was saying a little bit earlier, or just a minute ago, this kit is turning out to be loads of fun. I like how everything fits together nicely. I know there was some missing parts, but Tangent has been wonderful as far as getting those parts to me, and I really appreciate that. So, with that said, this portion is done. I hope you enjoyed that, and I look forward to getting to working on the body. So until the next video, thank you very much for watching.